Sometimes the greatest love stories begin with heartbreak. Sometimes the person who says no is unknowingly leading you toward the person who was always meant to say yes. But when this story began, Sophia had no idea her life was about to change forever. In fact, if you had met her back then, you probably would have thought she had everything under control. She was independent, hardworking, smart, the kind of woman who carried her responsibilities quietly without complaining. But what most people didn't know was that behind her smile was a loneliness she rarely talked about. At 27 years old, Sophia had watched many of her friends get married. One by one, they found partners, started families, and built lives of their own. Meanwhile, she remained single. Not because she wanted to be, but because every relationship she had tried seemed to fall apart before it became serious. Some men wanted her beauty, but not her heart. Others loved the idea of commitment until commitment became real. Over time, Sophia stopped expecting much from relationships. She focused on work, focused on family, focused on surviving. If love happened, it happened. If it didn't, she would keep moving forward. At least, that was what she told herself. One person who had always remained in her corner was Daniel. They had met years earlier through mutual friends. From the beginning, their friendship felt effortless. There was never any romantic tension between them. No secret feelings, no complicated history. Just genuine friendship. Daniel was the type of friend everyone wished they had. When Sophia celebrated a victory, he celebrated with her. When life knocked her down, he was there to help her get back up. Even after he moved to America several years earlier, their friendship never changed. Thousands of miles separated them. Different time zones separated them. Yet somehow they still found time to talk. Sometimes for 5 minutes, sometimes for an hour. Sometimes about serious things, sometimes about absolutely nothing. And on one ordinary afternoon, during one ordinary phone call, Daniel casually mentioned something that would completely alter Sophia's future. "Hey," he said, "I know someone I think you'd like." Sophia laughed. "Please don't tell me you're trying to play matchmaker." Daniel laughed too. "Maybe. No. Why not? Because every time somebody says they found the perfect man, it ends in disaster." Daniel continued teasing her. Sophia kept refusing, but Daniel was persistent. Over the next few weeks, he brought the subject up again and again. Eventually, curiosity got the better of her. "Fine," she said one day. "Tell me about him." Daniel immediately sounded excited. The man's name was Ryan, 33 years old, successful, never married, family-oriented, ambitious, and according to Daniel, one of the most decent men he had ever met. Sophia wasn't convinced. She had heard descriptions like that before. Real life rarely matched the sales pitch. Still, she agreed to exchange phone numbers. Just one conversation, she told herself, nothing more. The first phone call lasted almost 3 hours. The second lasted even longer. Soon, texting became daily, then multiple times a day. Ryan seemed different. He listened when she spoke. He remembered small details. He asked thoughtful questions. For the first time in years, Sophia felt herself lowering her guard. Slowly, carefully, but lowering it nonetheless. Weeks passed. Then one evening, Ryan said something unexpected. "I want to come meet you." Sophia nearly dropped her phone. "What?" "I mean it," Ryan laughed. I think we've talked enough through screens. I'd rather see you in person. Part of her felt excited. Another part felt nervous. Meeting in person changes everything. A person can sound perfect over the phone and feel completely different face to face. Still, she agreed. The trip was planned. The date was set. And for the first time in a long while, Sophia found herself genuinely looking forward to something. The days leading up to the meeting felt endless. She carefully picked outfits, changed her mind, picked another outfit, changed her mind again. She told herself she wasn't trying to impress him, but deep down, she knew she wanted everything to go well. Then, 3 days before his arrival, Ryan mentioned something unusual. "My best friend is coming with me." Sophia paused. "What do you mean?" Ryan explained that his best friend Ethan had never visited her country before and wanted to travel with him. It seemed harmless enough. Still, something about it felt strange. After all, this wasn't a vacation. This was supposed to be their first meeting. But she brushed the thought aside. Maybe she was overthinking. Finally, the day arrived. The restaurant she selected overlooked a beautiful waterfront. The atmosphere was elegant without being intimidating. Perfect for a first meeting. Sophia arrived early. Her heart raced as she checked her reflection one last time. Then she saw them. 2 men walking through the entrance. Ryan and his best friend Ethan. At first glance, Ryan looked exactly like his photos. But it wasn't Ryan who caught her attention. It was Ethan. The moment their eyes met, something strange happened. Ethan froze, just for a second. But Sophia noticed. And throughout the evening, she noticed something else. No matter where the conversation went, no matter who was speaking, Ethan couldn't stop looking at her. At first, she tried ignoring it. Then she became uncomfortable. Then she became curious. Because there was something in his expression she couldn't quite explain. Meanwhile, Ryan seemed increasingly distant. The warmth she had experienced during weeks of phone calls had vanished. His answers became shorter. His smile disappeared. And a feeling of dread slowly settled into Sophia's chest. Something was wrong.